produce a big punch. Scheduled, of course, for 12 rounds, here are our regular Fight Night commentators, Jim Watt and Reg Guttridge.
Well, very much a French matinee idol, isn't he, Tiozzo? And tries to get his opposition to fight in his own country. Well, Cordoba doesn't mind. From Panama, he's now been fight-reared in Belfast. And difficult southpaw style, difficult man to beat. And if he hadn't been the #1 contender, I got a feeling Tiozzo's management might have said, we'll give this man a miss. But he's earned it now, Cordoba, despite a couple of losses. And a good steering, managing job by Barney Eastwood, I must say, even though he's had to make his man fight away from home. But, of course, from Panama, he's a long way from home to start with. Now domiciled in Northern Ireland. First spotted, really, Tiozzo, back in the amateur days. He had a good record, boxed in the '84 Olympics in Los Angeles, and lost to Sean O'Sullivan of Canada on a very disputed split verdict, as I recall. Good boxer, I've always enjoyed watching him. But punch power, Cordoba's shown the better part of that.
I think Tiozzo's been a little bit pumped up by the crowd here, Reg. He's really started aggressively, and he's a couple of little careless things he's done already. Cordoba hasn't punished him for that yet, but I think the champion has reacted to the crowd, but he's going to have to settle down. 12 rounds is a long time.
He's won in Monte Carlo, Cordoba. He's been abroad and got around a bit. Very patient sort of a boxer too. Waits his chances. Longish punches. You will see there the left hand's the southpaw left hand. Obviously, that's the power punch generally. Good skill contest, I think. There's a lot of thinking as well as thumping going on here.
Tiozzo, as he comes in, he's bending down to his own right-hand side, which is pretty dangerous against a southpaw. Cordoba is pretty smart at bringing that left hand up the way, so I think Tiozzo is going to have to tighten up his defence a little bit.
See, the French, well, the management of Tiozzo anyway, they're a bit smart, really. They made Cordoba box on 2 undercards when Tiozzo was defending his championship, so that they could have a good look at him. It's the only way he could get a shot. So who knows, he might have been holding a bit back in those, and as you say, Jim, every punch is being signalled home by the crowd there. Good quality boxer, the Frenchman, though, isn't he?
Yeah, good technique. He's backing Cordoba up in the first round here, which is obviously good tactics. Cordoba has a fair bit of power, but now and again the champion just been a little bit reckless here. But he obviously feels he has the chin to take Cordoba's punches, but he's certainly taken a few chances with it.
Venezuelan referee, by the way, Enzo Montero. And obviously the 3 judges, should it go to 12 rounds. Good opening round. Bit of range finding, but good stuff. Well, there you are, blowing your own trumpet. He's got an American in the corner with him, Tiozzo. There he is, Dan Turner. Well, we can't eavesdrop on that one. There's Bernardo Checker, the trainer who works now with Barney Eastwood out of Belfast.
You understand? How you feel? Good. Relax. Remember the right hand. Put some Vaseline on it. Put some Vaseline on it. Yeah, I already did. Oh.
And a bit of replay there, Jim, asking him how he felt. And I think good was a pretty good answer after 1 round. What does he expect?
He's trying to sucker.
Tim?
See, I think maybe the southpaw stance, it could give the champion a couple of problems. But he's landing plenty of punches, a good opening round.
There it is then, second round. And I'm impressed with the straight punching of both fighters. As you say, Jim, he's offering his chin a bit too much for me, Tiozzo. As an amateur, he never did that. He was very defensive, very clever. I suppose that comes with an unbeaten record. You know, you tend to, be reckless, really, when you think nobody can beat you.
Yeah, and I think he has it in his mind, too, to try to back this man up as much as possible. Just to take some of the sting out of his punches. He certainly managed to do that for most of the first round, but he's been caught a few times. And they're pretty sharp punches the Cordoba's throwing.
A bit dazzling for boxers, these white patches on the gloves, Jim. What do you think of that, if you will?
Yeah, well, I think you normally find that the good fighters look each other in the eye anyway, so probably that they're not actually noticing the gloves too much. But it really is a cracker, Reg. They're both looking for a quick stoppage. I thought with the southpaw stance, the champion would have wanted to spend a couple of rounds having a look at Cordoba, but no, he's come straight on in, and it really has shaping up now to be a cracker.
One of Cordoba's losses actually was a disqualification in Belfast against having a Blackstock. Low punching, but no sign of that here. And just as well, because they'll take points away rather than disqualifying. Only for persistent fouling would you get disqualified by the WBA. Super middleweight, that's the 12-stone division. And a bit of a mistake by the Frenchman coming in a few ounces over. And another mistake there, getting caught square on with that left hand punch him.
So that's that left hand again, Reg. Tiozzo should be moving round outside of Cordoba's right hand jab, but he's not. He's coming straight in, and the left hand, right from the first couple of seconds, was going to give him trouble, and that one really shook him up.
Oh, it's a cracking World Championship fight, this. Both of them absorb a punch pretty well, and they'll need to. Well, they're cheering. Yeah, sorry, Jim. They're cheering Tiozzo coming back. He's a gutsy guy, but I'm not sure he should be in there mixing it like that.
I think this little exchange is taking much more out of Tiozzo than it is out of Cordoba. Cordoba's quite relaxed, quite happy. He's on top here, and his punches have that little bit extra power.
And now they backed off to say, well, come on, let's have a breather. We've done enough for a minute. There you are, you see the first bruises of battle and cuts there.
It ain't time to fight yet. You hear what I'm telling you? Use your head. Use your head. It ain't time to fight yet. You hear? Chris.
Well, he's right the second there, Jim, as you watch the replay.
Give me some water. Give me some water.
See, he get caught square-footed. It was a good shot, but a lot of the impact was caused because he was square-footed. He recovered well, but it gave Cordoba the upper hand, and he capitalised with some good shots right after that. His second is right. It's not time to take so many chances. See, you can see the way his legs have gone here. He's just been caught square-footed. Didn't go over, but nevertheless, it was a lovely punch.
And that took work, Chris.
Yeah, we said early on that the left-hand punch was the one to watch with Cordoba. Sounded pretty confident there in Cordoba's corner, I think. Little friendly pat on the back as he came out for the third. So now Tiozzo realises this fellow can, well, he can bang a bit. Probably not too happy against the southpaw style of the man with a good left-hand shot like that. And a bit early on, he's marked up Tiozzo.
See, I don't think Tiozzo's coping very well with the southpaw stance. I mean, he should be moving round in a clockwise direction. They're getting outside Cordoba's jab. He's never done that. He's come straight on into the southpaw, and that left hand has never been out of his face. He's just trying now to knock him out of his stride, take the play away, which may not be too bad an idea.
Oh, that was a good shot. And then he stumbled away from it there, Tiozzo. It looked as though he'd had best of that exchange, but he got caught.
Tiozzo's just been a little bit too careless for me all the way through, right from the first bell. I don't know if he's underestimated this man, but he shouldn't have done. He's a #1 contender. But it hasn't really paid him enough respect. He's taken a lot of chances, and that's a couple of times he's had to pay for it.
You see, Jim, that's the problem sometimes, isn't it? Fighting at home, they pump you up to go out and do everything, and he's trying to please as well now. And if he was fighting away from home, he might be a bit cagey. He's fought in America a few times and won there.
Yeah, well, boxing at home, you have the added worry of pleasing the crowd. If you're boxing away from home in a title fight, all you have to do is win. But right from the start, Tiozzo seemed pumped up and he wanted to impress. And I think he started the fight wrongly. He's used up a lot of steam, he's taken a lot of chances, and he's taken punches he didn't need to take. And that the punches are now beginning to take effect.
So they're both using the left hooks now, the one the orthodox way and the one the southpaw way.
Tiozzo has the ability to land punches without being hit in return if he just uses his boxing ability, but he stepped right in towards Cordoba right from the start of the fight here, so even when his own punches land, he's taken the counter punches, and this I think has turned out a lot harder than he anticipated.
Be boxing